Hey guys, Youngblood with you for a quick should you buy video about the newest concept sale that just released today, and that's the Esperia Vanduul blade. Now this concept sale runs from today through March 21st and is going to run you $250 with LTI and a few hanger items. This ship is like the Esperia Glaive, which is a reproduction of the real Vanduul model, and this one is being sold as the base model of the blade, so potentially you're going to be able to have some upgrades on it or make it maybe even closer to the real Vanduul model that the Vanduul are flying around. And the blade is said to be one of the most commonly seen enemy craft that we've encountered, and we've been in battles against the blade with, the Vanduul for a very long time, and it's classified as a light fighter or a skirmisher. The lore goes on to say that the blade is older technology compared to the scythe, though it is considered to be one of the most iconic ship designs that's still in use today in our fight. The overall design of this ship is very clearly Vanduul, but where the others have these slicing blades built into their wings, this blade is actually named this way because the wings can shift from a streamlined traveling mode into a wider battle formation. The firepower on this ship is significantly less than the newer scythe and glaive models, and the blade has a size 2 fixed weapon along with 2 gimbal-mounted size 1s. It can also carry on 2 missile mounts, which appear to be size 1 missiles right now, but it carries 3 missiles per wing. Now that firepower right there is fairly weak, but when you consider the fact that it's got 2 size 2 engines on a ship that's lighter than most that we've seen, along with 8 maneuvering thrusters on maneuvering wings, it looks to be kind of a pest type of ship. You know, it should probably be able to pop in and out of engagements and almost act somewhere between like a racer and a snub fighter. Now I'm going to guess that this ship is going to be very fast, probably faster than an M50 with at least some high level of agility. But with what it currently appears to be size 1 power plant and shield, durability probably isn't going to be there for you. The max sizes on the power plant and the shield are currently listed as to be determined, and you know things have a chance to change with balance. But the details in the release document state that it's got a high efficiency power plant, so that size 1 may be closer to a size 2 in performance, but it's going to help to keep the weight down on the ship. Now the design on the ship is actually really slick looking, and it's a tempting trophy to own. Lengthwise, we're talking about a ship that's smaller than the Gladius but larger than a snub fighter like the P-52 or P-72. And the details go on to say that the wingspan means it's actually capable of maintaining effectiveness in space or in atmosphere flight. Going back to hit on the shield and armor, we're informed that the ship is built to rely on agility, so you should really be prepared to have to avoid shots as opposed to taking them and expecting to be able to tank through them, something like the Hornet could do. Now we're going to get a pair of Q&A articles regarding this ship later on, so when we get more information, I'll make sure to have a follow-up video with that information at that point. But for now, with our limited information, who should buy a blade? The price point on this ship is going to mean that for most, the ship just flat out isn't worth it. While it is a short concept sale at only 3 days, it isn't a limited release, meaning that there's not going to be that novelty price factor like we've seen with the Scythe and the Glaive series that provides a little bit more value. This is also the Esperia reproduction. It's not a captured model. Now, based on the stats of the ship, we're talking about a ship that falls performance-wise closer in line to something like a Gladius, but probably faster and more agile, with maybe less durability. And if you consider that the Gladius goes for $90, and it's also considered to be older technology like the Blade is, and this $250 price tag is just way off the mark. It doesn't appear to have redundant systems, the range is likely short based on it being a light fighter, the firepower is decent for a ship in this role, but it's not great, and the durability is certainly in question. The bottom line is that it just doesn't have the value at that price point that you would expect. Now, alien ship, light fighter, light armor, I think the GN Scout at $150 is a much better value, even with it only having 2 real weapons on it. But I guess if we also consider the fact that we're allies with the GN, so maybe there's some redeeming availability qualities with that ship. But for now, I think the only people that I can safely refer into this purchase would be those that collect every ship, those who love alien ships, those who are wanting something that most people won't have, or those who are planning on wanting LTI on a ship that's going to cost $250 or greater, and they know they're going to make that purchase, then you could then end up buying this as an LTI token. Now, I'm really hoping that we get some good information from the Q&As, because right now, while it is a really cool looking ship, and I'm sure one that's a hell of a lot of fun to fly, it's just not worth the money. But I guess one other person that would be considered who just wants to support the development of this game, that might be somebody who wants to buy this. And you are a noble person, and we all thank you for it. But based on the ship's current loadout, I would probably suggest you picking up a different ship. For example, we could talk about like the Vanguard, which comes in at the same price point, but provides a lot more value overall. So I don't want this to come off as ragging on CIG, because I bet we get better information soon that maybe makes this a more tempting offer, but I always want to make sure that I'm giving you my real opinion when I'm making these videos. So if you have questions about the blade, please let me know. Like I said, I'm going to have follow-up videos pretty soon, as soon as we get those Q&As out. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this to you as soon as possible. So let me know if you have questions. Otherwise, I'll talk to you soon. Take care.